The Bible exhorts us to set our mind on things above, not on earthly things. That's a big challenging in most days of our lives. We live in a world that I think is driven by relationships and material success. And when we live in such a world, it's really easy to believe that our happiness is connected to people and possessions. But people can disappoint us, and the things that we call possessions can fade away. They can break, go apart, and sometimes we can get them again and replace them, but sometimes we can't. But really, true joy, I found, is not found in what surrounds us, but what drives us from the inside. Hence, that's what Paul was talking about when he wrote to the Colossians, set your mind on things above. When we tie our lives to things that are temporary, I'm talking about things like status or wealth or even the approval of others. Sometimes we get hooked up into that. We really set ourselves up for some instability. But when we really root our happiness in a goal aligned with God's purpose, we build our lives on a foundation that really doesn't shift. God calls us to pursue Him and the unique purpose He's placed within us. That may not be a quote religious unquote purpose. It may be a secular purpose, as what we would describe maybe a job, a career, an entrepreneurial pursuit, those kinds of things. But what God's called you to do, then base the foundation of it upon the Word of God and the promise of God about that entity, because whatever you're doing is helping somebody. You may be helping them to get a better car, helping them to get a car repaired. You may be helping them to get a house, build a house. But whatever you're doing, you're helping somebody do something. But the eternal goal and the internal goal offer some deep satisfaction. It really fuels our resilience when life gets hard, and it keeps us grounded when things go well. Try try tying your joy to God's calling. And when you get to do that, it leads to a peace that really outlasts temporary highs. Those highs are going to be coming and then they're going to be going pretty quick. But when you connect it to God and what you're living for and your purpose, yeah, we get involved in our purpose, that becomes a driving force in our life. And we need to let God be our anchor and let our goal be to glorify Him in everything that we do. That's where lasting joy begins. So, Lord, help me to seek you above all else. Redirect my heart toward purpose and not possessions. In you, I find true joy. I think that's very true. And I'm going to encourage you today to align your life with your purpose. Again, the benefits, relationships, all those things, wealth, and the things that we mentioned, they will come into your life. But some of those are so fleeting, they're temporary, they're temporal. But when you really anchor yourself into your purpose and pursue what God has anointed or gifted you to do, then you have a stability and a drive that will last a lifetime. Give it a shot. You can't go wrong when you're aligning yourself with God's purpose for your life. Remember, no one succeeds alone, and we will talk again soon.